Vinny, there haven't been many opportunities where I've thought I have something in common with an NBA player. First of all, I'm 5'9", maybe 5'9", 5'8.5". I got no hops. I got no J. But you know what I do? What I do have? What most NBA players have this time of year? Because if you check in any series, you're going to have this. Aches and pains. Aches and pains. Something with a knee, an elbow, a shoulder. What is this thing with my finger? My wrist? And it really, this is happening throughout the NBA postseason. And I was thinking last night, watching OKC and Dallas, it's kind of bothering me because I want to see everybody at 100%. But on the flip side, I've been watching basketball long enough to understand that never happens. That never happens in the playoffs. Nobody's ever 100%. And the beauty of it is seeing what a team can do when it's down a guy or two guys, or the guys are out there and they figure out how to, even though they're compromised, how do I get this business done? And so that's what I thought was going to be the story last night with Luka, who has been playing injured throughout the playoffs. Luka and the Mavericks, I'm like, oh, damn, they're about to go up 3-1. Luka makes these free throws. We got a tie game down the stretch. And I'm not just coming here. This is not a long way of just like saying Luka is less than. I'm just pointing out this is how close the games are, and this is how thin this is how thin the narrative recaps are. It's either today could have been Luka, oh man, he's playing hurt and they're up 3-1, but today it's Luka couldn't make a free throw. The MVP runner-up took over, 10 points, 4 assists in the fourth quarter, and here we are with a real series.
Now, the funny thing is, if you look at Oklahoma City, Michael, for one, those aches and pains that you have is because you old. That ain't nothing you got in common with an NBA player. You just old as hell. Okay, let's get that out there for the proceedings. Let's just lay that out there for the church today. On this Tuesday morning, okay? We having Tuesday service here. Now,
okay. You go hit.
The thing
we got a healer in the house. We got any healers?
No, that ain't me. No, that ain't me. I don't have no holy water for you. I'm not selling it in a bag for $39.99. You know what I mean? Cash, card, anything like that. I'm not doing that. I'm not on my Creflo dollar here. All right.
Yeah.
But what I saw yesterday, you saw Dallas being on the hurt side and not being able to pull it out. I saw Oklahoma City being youthful and not playing well. Like, I don't think they played well at all, right? It was an ugly, ugly game. But that's kind of what we want to see in playoff basketball. You leave the pretty stuff to the play. You leave the pretty stuff to the regular season. I thought last night was a test of Oklahoma City's mettle. And can you pull out a game when the circumstances are not ideal, when you're on the road and not playing well, and all you have is one guy who's got it going? Jalen Williams didn't have it going. The only guy that had it going was Gilgeous-Alexander. And as much as slow as he plays sometimes, as smooth as he plays, he got to those spots. He hit those jumpers. He was the only guy on that side of the floor, to me, that had a rhythm of an offense. You know what I mean? Kyrie was struggling. Luka definitely struggled. Luka is still wearing Lou Dort's cologne right now. He is probably sick of Lou Dort's deodorant at this point. You know what I mean? And that's the resilience that Oklahoma City has, is that maybe they're too stupid to know better. Maybe they're too stupid to know that they should have gone down 3-1 last night when they were down double digits all throughout the second half, and then boom.
At one point, they were down 14 points,
and they're
right?
there.
14? Hey, should we be giving them credit? I mean, I think we should give them credit for this game, right? Give them credit for this game.
Absolutely.
But they are the 1 seed. They're the 1 seed taking on a Dallas team that Like, if you look at OKC, you say, yeah, that's a real championship contender. You're taking on Dallas, and it took something dramatic to avoid 3-1, a 3-1 hole that you're looking at. Did this correct any kind of questions that certainly would have come today? Because you know what we would have said today. I would have said it. I don't know if you would have said it too. You know, you had that great line a couple of weeks ago. I still think about it. You said it sounded like some dudes sitting around. They spend a lot of time listening to the Isley brothers, even though they don't. You know, they're young, but they're mature. But if they had lost that game last night, Vinny, we would have been like, oh, they're too young. They don't understand. Is that gone? Is that concern gone? We were this close to having that conversation.
Oh, we can still have the conversation. And I think I'm not going to take anything away from what they've done over the course of the regular season. But if you get the 1 seed, that means you just took the regular season more serious than anybody else. When you got the champion Denver Nuggets there and the Minnesota Timberwolves there, and look, it's not like they ran away with anything. They won some tiebreakers. You know what I mean? Like, let's keep it in perspective. But I don't think winning the 1 seed is necessarily an indication of how you're going to perform in the playoffs. The 1 seed is an indication of how healthy you are and how serious you take the 82-game exercise. Now it comes down to, can you go every other day against the same guy, against the same opponent, make the adjustments? And basically, to me, that was a heart check for Oklahoma City. That was let's see how tough you are right now. And I found out that as much as they are young, as much as the youth has come into play, those guys got heart. Those dudes don't scare. That is in a raucous atmosphere in Dallas. You're down 14. Luka and Kyrie don't have it going, but they will. And they just refuse to allow the game to get away from them. That is a mark of a young team that will grow up. Whether it happens this series or not, I'm not sure. But I think that's a signature win for them that they will be able to carry, whether they win this series or not. I don't think it's important for them to win this series to validate where they are going. Winning that game showed me something.
Yeah, I want to hear them talk about it. I want you guys to hear OKC talk about this game last night. First, we're going to hear from the head coach, and then we're going to hear from the star of the story, so to speak. Here's OKC post-game.
There's a balance that you have to find. When to attack, when to pass, when to make the right play, when to not make the right play, and trust your skill. Something that I battle with a lot and try to be really good at. And a lot of great players battle with it and try to be really good at it. But ultimately, it just comes down to, for the most part, taking what the defense gives you and trusting your teammates. You need them to win at a high level, and that's clear as day. And I want to win at a high level, so I have no option.
When you're that talented, the balance of your own aggression and your own confidence and the trust, the functionality, the early plays to your teammates is very difficult to strike. That's just hard to strike, and that's why players usually don't strike that very early in their careers. If you look at any great scorer, usually they develop that. Irving, I think, is a great example that's developed that over time. He has a great blend, of his offense and his teammates' offense, and his team plays better because of that. And he's obviously a veteran player that's got a lot of experience. Shea's on that path, but he's on an accelerated path there. He's still a very young player for somebody as accomplished as he is, and that's why it's so impressive to me.
All right, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 25 years old. I got the order wrong. We heard from and saw, those watching on Peacock TV, you saw Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and you'll never be the same if you saw what we just saw. First of all, is that real? I know he's got a ton of money. The necklace, bruh, is the necklace real? Because sometimes rich people will wear stuff that's not real because they will get credit for it being real, because you think, hey, they rich, it's real. So they go out, just in case somebody snatch it, they might be snatching a fake. You think that's real, or you think that's like a little knockoff, Vinny?
I don't think you're going on TV with something fake. Now, that couldn't be the case. right? It could.
Okay.
It could very well be the case. I'm not going to ask him to check his chain in for me to figure out. You know what I mean? Like, this is not. I'm not a certain former NBA player who checks in with 15-year-olds. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't my thing. So, like, I will say, if the chain is as real as his game is, then it's very real. You know what I mean? It's very real. Like, you're not gonna wear fake jewelry to the playoffs, are you?
You won't? Hey, you
I
get away
don't
with
think
it.
so.
Hey,
I don't think so.
And how do you feel also? How do you feel? And I'm trying to get past this. No judgment zone. But I struggle with this. He struggles. Shea struggles with like trying to find that right balance. I struggle with the judgment when I see people wearing sunglasses inside. It's just like, I mean, if you ain't Stevie Wonder, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, what we doing? Like, how do you feel about the sunglasses inside? Because he's got that going. Jaylen Brown has started that lately. It's like the last few weeks I've noticed the sunglasses inside look. How you feel about that?
Well, the question is, how does Boston feel about that with Jaylen Brown? You know what I mean? There's always a tedious relationship with Boston and its athletes and how, they comport themselves.
This ain't Boston. This ain't a Boston thing.
I was just asking.
Boston feels pretty good right now about Jaylen Brown and everybody else. They're up 3-1.
Okay.
Hey, now,
Okay.
lose a game, then, it's a different conversation. It's a tough place. Tough place, man. They keep you on your toes here in Boston.
No,
that
I don't trip on the sunglasses. Look, man.
Would you do it?
This is a different generation.
Have you ever done it? Just show up, press conference, sunglasses. Vinny Goodwill, Yahoo Sports. One more question.
I have glasses that may look like sunglasses depending on, the amount of sunlight. They are, just stylish glasses, but they have transition lenses in them. So depending on the inside-outside contrast of light, it may appear like sunglasses, but they're not. So I will not sit here and be holy and say, oh no, I would never wear, non-prescription glasses indoors. If you got it like that, wear it.
If you got it like that, maybe that's the issue. I just don't have it like that. I'm gonna try though. Next time I see you, Vinny, I'm gonna come on the show with sunglasses on. I'm gonna do the whole show. I'm not gonna mention it. I'm not gonna be self-conscious about it. It's gonna just a regular conversation like we're having right now. I'm gonna have my sunglasses on. Let's see if I can pull it off.
Don't do that. Look. You mentioned Stevie Wonder. Monday was Stevie Wonder's 74th birthday. He landed in Ghana to receive his citizenship, and he wore sunglasses. Indoors, outdoors, no matter what. Like, we not Stevie Wonder. It's okay.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.